My name's Ambassador Kintu Nyago, ambassador by rank, and currently I'm deployed as Deputy High Commissioner in South Africa. My training is in political science and international relations. I've worked in different roles. I first was in academia, then I taught at Makerere University, I taught at Mukozi University. I'm also an instructor or a lecturer, senior lecturer at NALI, National Leadership Institute. And through that, I was appointed by the President to be his Deputy Principal Private Secretary in 2010. And then thereafter, he assigned me to work as an ambassador, deputy permanent representative to the United Nations, and then currently I'm in South Africa. My relationship with the NRM started way back in the 1980s when I was at Makerere. At that time, our country had serious political challenges. The then government of the UPC government lacked the required legitimacy and also was really misgoverning the country. And this led to a civil war in the country. And through our interaction as students, the people I was with, that included people like Mr. Henry Rijemera at Makerere University, and there's one Herbert Mbonye, and others. We had intense debate about these issues, and it is through such people that I got to get attracted to join the national resistance movement, even before it came to power. Now, a lot has been achieved by the national resistance movement since it came to power. I should possibly point out that I was not alone in wanting to associating myself with the national resistance movement. At Makerere University, there were many people. Some of the others included one of the people who has recently died, a senior officer in the UPDF, Brigadier Michael Bossa, who were together at the university, and others. Many joined the military, and the country moved on. So when I was appointed into government as a Deputy Principal Private Secretary, one of the challenges we faced with was the 2010 elections, which was challenging. It was an experience. It enabled us, me in particular, to meet many people, to visit the different corners of the country. Unfortunately, we managed to win at the polls, and it educated me more about how the resilience of His Excellency the President, his wisdom, how he interacts with the people, and the networks he has in the country, and his liking to work for the people, and resilience, stamina, and all that, and wisdom. So, but also in my day-to-day work, I used to meet many people who used to come. Part of my work was to be like a social worker, actually, because the president or the government has many people who used to come for guidance or assistance in this or the other manner. In New York, that is the epicenter of global politics. When I was there, I was fortunate that also, that's when Uganda was the president of the General Assembly. And our representative at that time, as the president of the General Assembly, was Honorable Sam Kutesa, who did a splendid job for the government of Uganda. For Uganda, I'm certain, with the guidance of the president of Uganda. Because in that period, we managed, under the leadership of Uganda, the world managed to to introduce the Sustainable Development Goals, what they call the SDGs, debate. These were intracted debates. They were not easy debates because they are different countries, 190-something countries, each with their views. We had to debate these issues in the General Assembly and also have them, ratified or introduced. And Uganda played a very key role in that. And then also there is the issue of the regional dimension, because the United Nations is there to keep the world peace. So one gets to learn more about regional issues because Uganda is in the epicenter of a conflict area, South Sudan, Eastern DRC, Somalia, and other global issues. What I can point out is that Uganda is a respected member of the world community. And this is not by accident. It is due to the able and wise leadership of President Museveni and the NRM. We find that we are well respected, as I've explained to you. That is why we were even elected to become the presidents of the United Nations General Assembly. That means the General Assembly is like the World Parliament, which convenes in New York in the United Nations, about 190-something countries. And Uganda was elected of all those countries in that 1 year to be the president. That cannot happen if you're not respected by others. And the job we did was splendid. The job we did was splendid. You find that in the regional arena, Uganda under President Museveni has played a key role to ensure that we have regional peace. Look at the intervention Uganda has participated in Somalia, with the African Union and also with the United Nations. There is a body called AMISOM, a military force called AMISOM, of which Uganda is a key member. The other members that are key include Burundi and also Kenya. And AMISOM, which has been there for about 10 or so years now, or slightly more than 10 years, has played a very significant role to stabilize Somalia, which had become stateless and very unstable. Now Somalia is normalizing, and our participation under the leadership of President Museveni and the NRM government has been key to ensure that Somalia participates, stabilizes, which is a very good indicator of our positive role in the region. Then there is the issue of South Sudan. South Sudan also had issues at one time. That's the time when I was in the United Nations, and I humbly contributed to those debates to ensure that South Sudan gets stabilized. I left some mark there. My engagement with members of the Security Council to articulate our position, the position of Uganda, and the IGAD position, and the Africa position, and it was listened to. But more at the practical level, you find that Uganda, with the President Museveni's guidance, intervened in South Sudan on the side of the legitimate government of South Sudan, led by President Salva Kiir, to ensure that there is stability in South Sudan. That helped a lot because there would have been a meltdown in that country. And that meltdown, political meltdown, would have caused enormous suffering within South Sudan itself, but also within the region, within Uganda. Uganda has also been very engaging in Eastern DRC in attempting to ensure that the Eastern DRC has stability, again through the leadership of President Museveni. The Rwanda genocide. The Rwanda genocide was greatly, a lot of effort was made by Uganda under President Museveni to ensure that the Rwanda genocide is is minimized, is stopped. Our intervention with to support the RPF helped a lot to kick out the genocide in Interahamwe from Rwanda. And in that sense, when the world was watching and not intervening, Uganda took the lead. And President Museveni has been very key also in resolving the issues of Burundi. He worked together with President Nyerere, then President Mandela, and even Jacob Zuma to resolve the issues of Burundi, and Burundi now is stabilized. When Kenya had issues after their elections, around 2009 or so, 2008, 2009, again, Uganda played a key role to try to help the sister country of Kenya to stabilize. So President Museveni has been key also in the Pan-African integration, as I've just mentioned with those examples, but also in the economy. In the economy, you find that now you have got the African Free Trade Zone. Uganda has been very key in supporting for that. And as we speak now, much of our trade in Uganda is with the region. Much of our trade is with South Sudan. Much of our trade is with Eastern DRC. Much of our trade is with Kenya and Tanzania and Rwanda. So, under the government of President Museveni, Pan-Africanism is being lived practically. It's not just sloganeering. One Africa, Africa unite, don't agonize. It is being lived practically, guided by the philosophy of the founding fathers, like Kwame Nkrumah, like Mbarage Julius Nyerere, Jomo Kenyatta, and others, Marcus Garvey, Dubois, W.S. Dubois, Dr. Dubois, and others. So you find that Sekou Touré, so you find that under the guidance of those wise people, those wise patriarchs of ours, President Museveni has practically contributed to the implementation of the Pan-Africanist vision. And we as Uganda, as we celebrate the 35th anniversary of the glorious national resistance movement coming into power, I would want to congratulate Ugandans, the national resistance movement, and its leader, President Museveni, for a journey well traveled. A lot more has to be covered, but a good record has this far been traveled, and we are happy. I want to congratulate the Ugandans for having conducted a peaceful election, the national resistance movement for having won, and my president and party chairman, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for having secured 58.8%, which by any standard is a landslide victory. A lot of achievements have been met, have been reached with under the guidance and leadership of the NRM, with President Museveni as the leader of the party. Stability has been one. You find that also the economy has been doing very well. The economy has been doing very well. Challenges do exist, but by and large, we have a viable economy that needs to be, further strengthened, but at least it has picked up. Then you find that also we have the issue of services. Many hospitals have been built, schools have been built, roads have been built, social policies whereby women have been involved into the governance of the country, and such factors are very, very positive. And the positivity of all this has led Uganda to become a major attraction. You find that tourism, for example, which had collapsed, is now picking up. You find that many people are now interested to come and visit Uganda. And this is because of the good image our country is generating. We are celebrating the 35 years now, and we have also won the elections which were conducted last week, the new administration has a challenge to ensure that the concerns of the youth are brought on board. But this can be made easier with the leadership of President Museveni and the fact that the economy has stabilized. What is required now is to ensure that youth involvement in the economy becomes more enhanced, because the youth need to be employed equitably. They need to be facilitated through, say, small businesses, because Uganda is by and large an economy of small businesses. Operation wealth creation needs to be also rolled on and strengthened, so the youth in the rural areas can engage in the market, producing for the market, agricultural production for the market. The youth in the urban areas, the new administration should ensure that it empowers them through technical skills by the availing of technical colleges, say in the Greater Kampala area and other urban areas. We need technical colleges to train people in diplomas in plumbing, working in the oil and gas sector, tailoring or designing, ladies, computer, whatever, and all that. So that these people, because the economy would need these skills, and it's the youth to be empowered to ensure that they can, they can get the skills and participate in the economy. I think foreign countries can advise, but Uganda is a sovereign country, is an independent country, and Uganda is in the position with our current government to resolve our own internal matters. We can learn from others where necessary, but we are in the position under the current leadership to manage our own issues. We don't need to be lectured by foreigners. The youth, as the constitutional way, because the constitution, there are laws in Uganda, and the youth, in case they have got any concerns, they should use the constitutional means through possibly standing for elections, and then having different vision, in case they have their own vision, or supporting whoever they think that can articulate their interests. But the Constitution of Uganda is the only way forward, is the only path through which anybody who has a political grievance can use to meet his needs, his political needs and socio-economic needs. Well, the ordinary person should work hard, should keep peace, and government itself should avail the opportunities to these people to ensure that the ordinary person benefits from the good policies. But the leadership, those people who are elected, the MPs, the district people, are key also to ensure that the ordinary person, Mutuwa Bulijjo, who we have mentioned, benefits from all these things. I thank you very much, Mr. Hector.